Verse 23. Nature says few words, hence it is that a squall lasts not a whole morning. A rainstorm continues not a whole day. Where do they come from? From nature. Even nature does not last long in its utterances. How much less should human beings? Therefore, it is that he who follows the Tao is identified with the Tao. He who follows virtue is identified with virtue. He who abandons Tao is identified with abandonment of Tao. He who is identified with Tao, Tao is also glad to welcome him. He who is identified with virtue, virtue is also glad to welcome him. He who is identified with abandonment, abandonment is also glad to welcome him. He who has not enough faith will not be able to command faith from others. Verse 24. He who stands on his tiptoes does not stand firm. He who stretches his legs does not walk easily. So, he who displays himself does not shine. He who asserts his own views is not distinguished. He who wants himself does not find his merit acknowledged. He who is self-conceited has no superiority allowed to him. Such conditions, viewed from the standpoint of the Tao, are like the remnants of food or a tumor on the body, which all dislike. Hence, those who pursue the course of the Tao do not adopt and allow those disliked conditions. Verse 25. There was something undefined and complete coming into existence before heaven and earth. How still it was and formless, standing alone and undergoing no change, reaching everywhere and in no danger of being exhausted. It may be regarded as the mother of all things. I do not know its name, and I give it the designation of the Tao, making an effort further to give it a name I call it the great. Great, it passes on in constant flow. Passing on, it becomes remote. Having become remote, it returns. Therefore, the Tao is great. Heaven is great. Earth is great. And the sage king is also great. In the universe, there are 4 that are great, and the sage king is one of them. Man takes his law from the earth, and the earth takes its law from the heaven. Heaven takes its law from the Tao. The law of the Tao is self-formed. Verse 26. Gravity is the root of lightness, stillness the ruler of movement. Therefore, a wise prince marching the whole day does not go far from his baggage wagons. Although he may have honor and glory, he quietly remains in his proper place, indifferent to them. How should the lord of a great country rush about in his kingdom? If he does act lightly, he has lost his root of gravity. If he proceeds to hasty movement, he will lose his throne of self-mastery. Verse 27. The skillful traveler leaves no traces of his wheels or footsteps. The skillful speaker says nothing that can be found fault with or blamed. The skillful reckoner uses no tallies. The skillful closer needs no bolts or bars, while to open what he has shut will be impossible. The skillful binder uses no strings or knots, while to unloose what he has bound will be impossible. In the same way, the sage is always skillful at saving men, and so he does not cast away any man. He is always skillful at saving things, and so he does not cast away anything. This is called stealing the light. Therefore, the man of skill is a master, to be looked up to by him who has not the skill, and he who has not the skill is the helper or the lesson of the one who has the skill. if one did not honor his teacher, and the other did not rejoice in his lesson, an observer, though intelligent, might greatly err about them. Such is the subtle secret. Verse 28. Who knows his manhood's strength, yet still his female feebleness maintains? As to one channel flow the many drains, all come to him, yea, all beneath the sky. Thus he the constant excellence retains, the simple child again, free from all stains. Who knows how bright attracts, yet always keeps himself within the dark's shade. The pattern of humility displayed in view of all beneath the sky, he in the unchanging excellence arrayed, endless return to man's first state has made. He who is familiar with honor and glory, but keeps to obscurity, becomes the valley of the world. Being the valley of the world, he has an eternal power which always suffices and returns again to pristine simplicity. The unwrought material, when divided and distributed, forms vessels. The sage, when employed, becomes the head of all the officers of the government, and in his greatest regulations employs no violent measures.